Are there any other positive ways in which AI might actually enhance or amplify certain aspects of our humanity?
Yeah, so there's a few I'd like to pick on. So one of them, I was recently speaking at an event in Manila, and this is a complex, more ambiguous case, but I think it's really important. So there's a lot of call centers, a lot of very educated, skillful people working in the Philippines, in Manila, that take calls from English-speaking countries like the States, like the UK, like Canada, Australia. And a lot of people who work there have strong accents. They're from the Philippines. It's their second language. They speak it really well. But they have to deal with, day in, day out, loads of abuse because there are structural biases and the rest of it, and we're all biased. And so there was this company that came out called Sanas AI, which basically in real time reduces their accent so that they sound more American or English or whatever. Now, if I was if I was thinking about that from my perspective and people didn't like the English accent and they made me sound more German or whatever,
right.
Okay, it makes my day-to-day experience less stressful, but it doesn't solve the problem. And so when we're thinking about technology and AI, how do we actually reduce people's suffering, which I really fervently believe in, but also addressing the structural inequalities that exist? Another example that I love, because I absolutely love the living world, there's an amazing project called the Earth Species Project, which is run by Asa Raskin and his co-founders. It's based out of the US. And they are finding ways to communicate with cetaceans, so whales, dolphins, and they don't yet understand how to bring apart these sentences, because it's not the way that we speak, but there are similarities between our models of language and theirs. And on the one hand, I'm like, this is amazing. You could have like this way of just communicating with these creatures and saying, what is it like for you? What are your songs singing about, or whatever? Or it might be a completely different subjective experience. And yet, at the same breath, I know that because we are also hunters, that the shadow side of humanity is that we could very easily use this technology to lure pods, slaughter them, and eat them. And so there's this kind of, for me, there's this question of acknowledging that we have these dark qualities, and that if we can be mature in our ability to recognize them, then we have to find legislations to protect us against our own darker urges and to be able to really flourish and thrive, because we have extraordinary capacity for beauty, connection, imagination. Just imagine the creativity in this room. Each of you has a rich interior life. There are so many things and people and versions of yourself that you are outside of just the marketer, the salesperson. And if we could bring more of that into being and try and kind of reckon with our darker aspects, I think life could be extraordinary for so many more people. So it's finding ways to reduce inequality, to bring people's voices to the fore, to look at our shadows and to kind of try and not let them dominate.